What's going on? What's going on? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. I hope all is well. Before I get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate your support. This episode is actually episode 256, 256, and this topic is special people. Special people. The special people in our lives are truly a blessing. They are truly a blessing. The special people in my life, I have many, and they come from the beginning to where I am now. They've been there. Unfortunately, some of them have been called home to grace, and a lot of them that are still in my lives currently, they've touched my life in so many different ways, so many different ways. My parents obviously are special people in my life because they gave me life, but I'm talking about those special individuals that are pretty much outside of your family scope. And the reason why I wanted to do this particular episode on special people, I'm not sure if we let them know enough just how special they are in our lives. I'm not sure if we let those special individuals know how much we greatly appreciate them and how much we know that they are truly a blessing. In my life, one of which was Frank Gargiulo. Mr. Gargiulo was my high school's head football coach and our building's principal at St. Joseph's of the Palisades High School. It's where I attended high school. And unfortunately, Mr. Gargiulo passed away a few weeks ago. And this man, when I tell you the epitome of what a great human being is supposed to be, everything under the sun that you could imagine, just a great human being, a man of high character, a man of moral code, a motivator, self-starter, anything that you can think of that would allow you to associate a great human being and how he poured into others' lives to help them reach their goals and objectives in their life. That's what Mr. Gargiulo was. Truly a special person. Words can't even describe what a great human being this man was, right? So for me, I'm talking about those type of individuals in your life. And again, I've been blessed. I have a bevy of individuals that are special individuals and special people in my life. You know, he comes to mind. At the collegiate level, many years ago, Don Nealon comes to mind. Someone who, at the time, you know, when you're younger, you don't tend to see things, I think, from a maturity standpoint, the way that you should. And that was even myself. I look back on my younger years now that I'm older and I'm like, oh my God, woof, Jesus, take the wheel, right? So I think that's all of us because that part of your personal growth and your journey, you start that obviously when you're much, much, much younger, which means you are so immature. You think you have it all together and you don't. You think you know it all and you don't. You think you have all these different things that you run and you control, and you do not. But again, I think that's the beauty of God's grace on all of our lives, where he gives you the opportunity to grow through that. And again, here's where personal growth comes in. Well, my college years, it goes into Don Nealon because, you know, when I transferred from Pittsburgh to West Virginia, there was a lot of things going on. You know, just lost my older sister. There was just so many different things going on. You know, her death brought on a whole different reality for my family and myself, and it was a whole bunch. So transferring to WVU and having to sit out that year, there was a lot of growing pains, a lot of growing pains, a lot of growing up that I had to do. Although I thought that I did, or no, there was a lot more that I had to do. And Don Nealon had to pretty much weave his way through a roster of over 100 players, a coaching staff, and all the other pressures that come along with being a head football coach at that level, at that major college football level. So when you're younger, you're not thinking about those things. You don't even understand the day-to-day grind that a head football coach at that major level is experiencing. And nor do you even have the maturity level to even understand it if you did know, if you did see the day-to-day grind. But when I tell you what Don Nealon wound up being, again, it is someone that through the years, you start to piece it together. And through the years, you start to make the connection as you get older and as you get married and you have kids and you mature, you start to look at the things from a foundational piece of what was important and what you took from your experiences, from your college experiences. And all these years later, when you sit back and you're able to look at it through a different lens, you start to understand, the picture becomes so much clearer of what kind of man Don Nealon was in your life at that point. Because then you can start mapping it out and you can start putting that together as to how you are living your life now as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a mentor to others, whatever. And it doesn't matter what your business field is, you start to understand the things that you learned from your head coach in college and how those things now mirror your adult life. And that's when you know you was around a truly special person. That's when you know God blessed you to be mentored and to be in the stewardship of someone like a Don Nealon. In my life, someone like a Frank Gargiulo. These were men that are solid men. And what they are showing you and what they are teaching you, for me at least, I can speak for myself personally, the same things that my mom taught me in my house about, again, just being a good human being, treating people the same way you want to be treated, being respectful, being on time, being disciplined, being a self-starter, having morals, having character, understanding the importance of substance, okay, being authentically you, being a leader, not a follower, just having a real moral code. Those things were taught in my house. So I had those things. It was taught in my house. But when you find individuals that are extending those qualities. So for me in high school, when Mr. Gargiulo, Coach, Mr. G extended what my mom taught me at home in high school for my 4 years. And then you get to college and then you find a coach like a Don Nealon that extends those qualities when you're in college. That's a blessing because a lot of times you don't find those special people. They're few and far between. So I wanted to make this particular episode, and there's many others. There's many others in my life, but I'm just, there's a lot of special people that have played a significant role in who I am today. But I just wanted to make this particular episode so others can kind of understand, truly let those special people, whoever they may be in your life, and I mean like outside of your family, because your family's your family and they are there and they're supposed to be there and things of that nature. I'm talking about those unsung heroes, those special people in your life that are not your family. Okay. No knock against anybody's family, of course, because I love my family and my family were all there to support me. But I'm talking about those special individuals that are not related to you. So in other words, they don't have to do the things that they did. They didn't have to come to your aid. They didn't have to come and make sure you were good, right? I'm talking about those unsung heroes. And there's nothing wrong with letting those special people know that they've been special to you and that you do appreciate them and you thank them for being there for you. Because that development, whenever it started, be it elementary school, it could have been a teacher, be it middle school. Again, it could have been a teacher, a principal, high school, whatever, and then college and so on and so forth. I'm talking about those unsung heroes that may not even have known that they had such an impact on you in a positive and productive way. I'm talking about those individuals. So that's why I wanted to dedicate this particular Napoleon's Corner to the special people in all of our lives that there's nothing wrong with just going back and letting them know, thank you. So to all the other special individuals and people in my life, thank you. Mr. Gargiulo, you rest in peace. You know how much I respected and loved you. So continue to rest in peace. Coach Nealon, thank you. I speak to you, often, but thank you for being who you were then and to continue to be who you are in my life now. Thank you. And again, to all the other special people that have played a major part in my life, thank you as well. I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. I'll see you next. Take care.